The story begins on the night of Prince Hashan's wedding, but instead of celebrating his marriage, Hashan is completely drunk. He can barely stand on his feet. As he stumbles forward, he almost falls to the ground. Luckily, his bride quickly catches him. Looking at her with blurry eyes, Hashan smiles. "Wow, my wife is actually very strong." The bride suddenly becomes serious. "Young master, there is something important I need to tell you." However, Hashan is too drunk to understand anything. A few moments later, he falls asleep. The next morning, Hashan wakes up from a very strange dream. In that dream, he saw something impossible. His beautiful wife was actually a man. He sits on the bed and laughs. "What kind of ridiculous dream was that? My wife being a boy? That's impossible." Then he notices something strange. The person standing in front of him has the exact same face as the person from his dream. Even worse, his hands are tied up. Hashan immediately panics. "What is going on? Why are my hands tied? And who are you?" The person calmly replies, "Young master, please calm down." But Hashan becomes even more confused. "Where is my wife? Who are you?" The young man finally answers, "My name is Kian." The moment Hashan hears that name, last night's memories slowly return. He remembers his bride trying to tell him a secret, and then he remembers the shocking truth. The person he married last night is not a woman. It's a man named Kian. Hashan's eyes widen in disbelief. "Wait, are you saying that I married a man?" Kian slowly nods. Then he begins to explain everything. The real bride was supposed to be his younger sister. However, she hated the arranged marriage and ran away from home before the wedding. Their father is an important political leader. If the marriage was cancelled, it would destroy his reputation. So to protect his family, Kian took his sister's place and became the bride himself. After hearing everything, Hashan becomes furious. "You all lied to me. This entire marriage is a joke." He cannot accept what happened. "I don't consider this a real marriage at all." He wants to end everything immediately. But Kian looks desperate. He knows he has done something terrible, yet he had no other choice. Before they can continue arguing, someone knocks on the door. It's Hashan's mother. Panic immediately fills the room. If she discovers the truth, everything will be ruined. Hashan quickly unties himself and tries to act normal. A few seconds later, his mother enters the room. The first thing she sees is the newly married couple standing close together. She smiles happily. In fact, she believes the two of them are already enjoying married life. Hashan quickly explains, "It's not what you're thinking." But his mother doesn't listen. She is simply happy to see her son married. Then she turns toward Kian. She gently takes his hand and smiles. "I've been waiting so long to meet my daughter-in-law." Kian suddenly becomes nervous. He is afraid that she might realize he is actually a man. However, instead of becoming suspicious, she warmly welcomes him into the family. "I'm very happy that you became part of our family." Her kindness makes Kian feel guilty. For a moment, Kian almost wants to tell her the truth, but he stops himself. Later, when they are finally alone, Kian once again begs Hashan for help. "Please just give me a few days. When my sister returns, she can take her place again. Everything will go back to normal." Hashan remains silent. He still feels betrayed. But when he thinks about his mother's happiness, he hesitates. Finally, he agrees to keep the secret for a little while longer. Unfortunately, their problems are only beginning. Soon, Hashan's mother decides to take Kian shopping. She wants to buy beautiful clothes for her new daughter-in-law. The moment Kian hears this, he panics, because if anyone notices his body, everything will be over. At the clothing shop, Hashan's mother picks out a beautiful outfit. "This one is perfect for you." Kian forces a smile. Then she says something that makes his heart stop. "We need to take your measurements." The color immediately disappears from Kian's face. If the tailor measures him, everyone will discover that he is a man. Trying to stay calm, Kian quickly says, "I can take my own measurements." Without waiting for an answer, he grabs the measuring tape and runs into the fitting room. The others wait outside. 1 minute passes, then another. Soon, Hashan's sister starts getting impatient. "Sister-in-law, are you done yet?" Kian nervously replies, "Just a little longer." But she doesn't give up. "I'm coming inside to help you." The moment he hears those words, Kian's eyes widen in fear. "No, wait." But before he can stop her, the door slowly begins to open. And that's where the episode ends.